An essay on waiting. The comment that inspired this post said, I am so glad I grew up in a time when pornography was looked down upon. Nowadays, people think it is normal, and that's what they expect when they are intimate with other people. It's not. There is something very special about waiting to explore with the person you plan on marrying. Our grandparents did it, our great grandparents did it. I'm not going to go into further details into the Bible because that's a very crazy time. But anyway, the essay starts off. I do know a small number of people that have waited. That number is 4. 2 couples. Both marriages are still intact and working well. That said, I know a lot of other couples, both divorced and still married, that didn't wait. While sexual compatibility shouldn't define a relationship, it is important. If I remember correctly, infidelity is up towards the top of the list of reasons for divorce. I realize people cheat for reasons other than compatibility, but if you can, why not take that one out of the equation? If it's your desire to wait, you should probably date someone with the same desire and experience level, whatever that may be. You're more likely to be compatible if you both learn from each other as you go. If you marry someone that's more experienced, you might feel pressured into doing things a certain way because that's how he likes it, instead of doing things the way you feel comfortable. To answer your question, it would be difficult to accept, but possible. Being forward is generally a good thing, but it is hard. It really is hard to just be forward in today's time, especially for women. And as for making out, well, to each their own. But I don't think that should be on your no-no list. I will say this. Abstaining until marriage was the norm up until recently. A lot of people think that the practice is outdated, and getting to know somebody both sexually and otherwise intimately, such as living with them, etc., is an important prerequisite for marriage. That's great and all, but do keep in mind that up until recently, divorce wasn't all that common. I find it oddly coincidental that as society's mindset has changed in regards to premarital sex and cohabitation, the divorce rate has skyrocketed. I believe that nowadays people focus primarily on those 2 areas, and if you click there, you've got a green light for marriage. Can I satisfy her in the sack? Will she moan at me and complain all the time? Too much for me leaving my socks on the floor? Sounds good. Let's get married. But wait a minute. What about other areas? What about common interest? Sure, you can live together, but can you live together? Back in the day, when people weren't focused as much on sexual compatibility, that's what they learned about each other. And I think that's why marriages lasted longer. Disclaimer. The person that made this essay is in their 30s, they're single, and they'd never been married. So their entire post may be complete nonsense, but it does make sense.